Hey, what's up everyone? Cam here, and today we're going to talk about taking dumb action. Yes, you heard that right, dumb action. So often when we're pursuing a goal or a dream or a vision that we have, we think that the action that we need to take has to be perfect. And because of that, we procrastinate. Because hey, what if the action you take ends up in failure? Or what if you make mistakes? And I'm here to tell you today that instead of worrying about all of that, instead you should just take dumb action. Dumb action in my mind is just action that is kind of like a shot in the dark. It's not with an attachment to a specific outcome. It's almost like a Hail Mary. Hail Mary makes it seem like it needs to be a really big deal. And I'm here to say that dumb action can be very simple as well. Now, this is a concept I learned a couple years ago when I was having dinner with some friends in Boulder, Colorado. My buddy Phil, when he was younger, got rejected from Stanford. And so he always wanted to go back to Stanford and speak to their students kind of as a like, you know, look at me now, you rejected me and now I'm speaking on stage. So a couple of us were challenging Phil and saying like, okay, cool, like you want to speak at Stanford, when are you gonna do it? How are you gonna do it? And he said, I'm gonna email this professor. And we're like, okay, when? And he was like, I'm gonna do it right now. He had been he was a little bit tipsy. And so he was like, I'm gonna do it right now. And we're like, okay, great. And so he whipped out his computer, sent off this email saying, hey, my name is Phil Drelay. I speak about productivity. I wanna come speak to your students at Stanford. And then we were all just kind of like laughing, having a good time and making fun of him. And then the next day, he'd kind of forgotten about it when he gets this email saying, hey, we'd love for you to come and speak. And so for all of us, this was kind of like a holy shit moment, right? Where all Phil did was send one email when he was kind of tipsy, and boom, now he's speaking at Stanford, right? And what this inspired in me was, how can I take more dumb action in my life? How can I take more action that is simply just taking action for the purpose of taking action, because that is ultimately what leads to opportunities. So here are a couple examples from my life. When I spoke at TEDx Boulder, all I did was fill out an application. On Facebook, I saw, hey, TEDx Boulder's taking applications. I just filled it out without really thinking about it, and boom, I spoke at TEDx Boulder. Another example, last year in December, I got an email from a conference in Toronto that wanted me to come and speak. It was a conference about problem gambling or gambling addiction. They wanted me to come speak about game quitters and the work we're doing around video game addiction. Now, I had another holy shit moment. For so long, I've been trying to find different conferences that would want to hear our message. And here was a conference in a different industry, problem gambling, that wanted me to come and speak. So I thought, wow, there must be other conferences around the same subject that would be interested too. So the next day, I remember it was a Wednesday, I was in Venice, California. I sat down in the coffee shop, and for 4 hours, I just, searched Google problem gambling conferences, and I found 10 of them. So I sent 10 emails. Hey, my name's Cam. This is what I'm about. I'd love to come and speak. I'm speaking at this other conference. Maybe you're interested too. And here's what happened from those 10 emails. 5 emails were not returned. It happens. One person emailed me back and asked me to speak at their conference in Las Vegas. A second person invited me to go and go to a conference for free in Portland, where I got to meet Dr. Mark Griffiths, who is the top researcher in the world on video game addiction. Number 3, I got sponsored to go to a conference in Las Vegas where I got to meet a ton of other researchers and awesome people like that. Number 4, I met Keith White, who is the executive director of the National Council on Problem Gambling, which is a really amazing organization. And now him and I are working together to try to create something similar for video game addiction. And number 5, you guys know that study that we're doing with Dr. Daniel King from the University of Adelaide in Australia? Well, this is how I got connected to him, because this conference in Australia that I emailed actually rejected me. They said, hey, we're not really interested in having you come speak. However, one of our board members would be interested to talk to you. His name is Dr. Daniel King. So we got connected, and now, he's helping us do a scientific study on the 90-day detox. So yeah, I got rejected by 5 or 6 different people, but all these other emails that I sent ended up creating other opportunities. And all of that happened from me just sitting down for 4 hours to take some dumb action to send a couple emails. So in your life, where can you take more dumb action? What's a goal, what's a dream, what's a vision that you have that you're procrastinating on because you think that the action you take has to be perfect? I'm here to tell you, so many of the results in my life happen because I just take dumb action. This YouTube channel is a final example. For me, I realized that I was kind of getting tired of writing out the same answers to all the same questions I got. And so what I did was I threw up an Ask Me Anything on Stop Gaming and just said, hey, if you post a question, I'll respond with a video. And boom, here we are 110 videos later. This is episode 111. And all of that started by me just putting up a thread on Reddit asking for questions, and I made video responses. That's what launched this YouTube channel. And that's what's launched so many other things. So how can you take more dumb action in your life? Stop thinking the action you need to take is perfect. It doesn't have to be, and you can just take shots in the dark. If you want to speak at TEDx, apply for it. They might reject you, and that's fine, but they also might accept you. If you want to speak at schools, email some counselors, email some teachers, reach out. If you want to be a photographer, put up a Facebook status saying, hey, I'd love to shoot photography for you for free. Do some portraits. Get your work out there. Get your message out there. By taking action, dumb action, that creates momentum, and momentum is ultimately what leads to results. It's what leads to opportunities. So much of this community started from me writing one blog post online on a blog that nobody read at the time. I thought that by sharing my story, maybe someone, even one person out there, would be able to find it and that would be able to help them. And here we are like 4 or 5 years later, and this community is amazing. We're reaching people in 73 countries around the world. And that all started from just some dumb action. So what is some dumb action that you can take? Share one piece of dumb action that you're gonna take in the comments below. And the final thing I'm gonna mention is that taking dumb action means doing it quickly. It means not waiting for a month to send that email. It means doing it right now after you watch this video. Take dumb action, that's what leads to results, and that's what leads to opportunities. Your action does not need to be perfect. It's fine if those 5 other people, 10 other people, 40 different people don't email you back, because you're not even going to remember who they are. But you will remember the ones that do, that lead to opportunities. So I hope that helps you out. If it does, hit like, hit thumbs up, hit subscribe, and share what your dumb action is that you're committed to taking in the comments below. And I'll talk to you soon. All right, peace.